we're very pleased to have you here as we introduce to you this exciting new major from the Leuben School of Business. We are joined today by an academic advisor from the School of Leuben itself, Miss Christelle.
Hello.
And we will be going over some major points about this exciting new offering from Leuben. So our agenda for today is a brief introduction or reintroduction to the Leuben School of Business. Then we will dive straight into accounting, data analytics, and technologies. We'll look at the program details, the track options, because there are multiple options, the outcomes of the major, and then entry requirements and the usual application process and deadlines for our partners. Now, we are visiting once again the Leuben School of Business, held within Pace University. So as you can see, we are still very much top 10% of US universities for future salary potential, which is very valuable for students who are coming in expecting to make their investment in the future. And that is something that Pace can almost guarantee that they will leave as successful students and contributing to their market force. We have over 7,000 internships and work experience offered to our students, so that it can be during their studies, during the holidays. It can be as a co-op or just something that they do for a few months and then get back to their studies. So that flexibility is something that our Career Services Office will help with, which we will touch on later. And then, of course, we're based in New York City, and it's the number 2 academic city in the USA. So Pace is still very competitive in the US college and university field. Now, the Leuben School of Business was established in 1906 as an accounting school. So the reputation in the local financial district, of course, is very strong. And as you know, our students are invited to private tours of Wall Street. We have networking events that take place every semester. And the students are known to be one of the strongest in the area. The Leuben School of Business is also one of the first in the US to earn exemptions for ACCA certifications, which we will talk about more later on. And then, of course, the internships that they do during their degree only add to how qualified they are when they graduate. So what you're seeing on the right-hand side here are just some of the companies that our students have done internships with or have spent semesters with, or have eventually gone on to get full-term contracts from them. Now we will begin looking at accounting and data analytics specifically, and we'll hear from Christelle.
Okay, hello. Again, my name is Christelle. So I wanted to just discuss our brand new program, one of the programs that we have that are coming up, which is actually starting now, fall 2019. It's live now, but will hopefully be even better, I guess, in spring 20, once we roll it out. So the MS in Data Analytics and Accounting degree, again, brand new, is designated as STEM. It's accounting with an edge in a way. So it's developed with leading accounting firms, the demand in market with accountants who are well-versed in audit and analytics and data-driven in decision-making. Again, I do want to say, too, that because it's part of our accounting program, that it's STEM designated, but it's also, we're going to prepare you for the CPA exam. So that's going to be similar to all the accounting degrees that we have, but this is STEM designated. So it's different in that aspect, but still will prepare you for the CPA exam. So this program essentially, it's going to give you the accounting courses you need to prepare for the CPA exam, but it's going to give you information system courses as well, so that you're preparing for the analytics side and any information and computer related courses. So you should say that would assist you with 2 different sides of accounting, which is brand new for us. A lot of schools are starting to get it. So this looks like a very good degree for anyone who's interested in getting a STEM degree, which is good for international students because then you have 3 years of OPT. So it's a nice degree. So this is just a brief curriculum overview that Viv has prepared. Thank you very much, Viv. So the way that we have worksheets, so if you call our office, we'll be able to give you a breakdown of the curriculum, and it is also online. But as you can see, Viv prepared to decide basically what the track would look like if you were to start in spring 20. So you would take a few foundation courses and information system courses, and then by fall 20, you'll probably do 12 credits or so, or do the CPA review courses, which are 0 credits, but the necessary courses you need to prepare for the CPA review. And it's basically designated or programmed for you in a way that you're going to take it in this form, in this matter, which is a roughly 9 credits per semester or 12 credits, depending on what semester you're in. So there are 2 tracks. We have the 1-year track, which is 30 to 41 credits. And then there's the 2-year track, which is 57 to 60 credits. Depending on which one you are, we'll assist you with your degree plan, just like Viv did on the side on that graph there. Again, it prepares you for the CPA exam. You know that you need 150 credit hours, so you're safe to say that you'll have that with either track that you go on. And the exam review is part of both the, again, part of the accounting degree program, and you will get in touch with I believe, Dr. Shin, who's the information system chair. So we'll be discussing both of them with both professors. So the 2 tracks are tailored to incoming students. Students entering with an accounting background will probably get a lot of things waived from the accounting chair. They'll take into consideration your background with your accounting degree. There's different undergraduate degrees. So again, the aim is to aim for 150 credit hours. The accounting chair will review all of your credits for you, as well as admissions. So they'll prepare your degree plan in a way for you prior to you starting. Once admitted, the accounting faculty will make the assessment for either the 1 or 2-year program and waive accordingly. The academic background is assessed for eligibility for the CPA exam. Upon arrival, I or my colleagues will help you plan your track to graduation and will be there for you throughout your time and journey here while you're at PACE. And why do you need so many credits? That's just how, for New York State, at least for CPA exam, you do need that 150 credits. It's just how you prepare it. And this is equivalent to 5 years of higher education. And you can practice. How can you practice accountancy abroad? Well, Lubin and the ACCA have a partnership that allows accounting students to complete coursework that will qualify them for the exemptions for the ACCA exams. And we also have an ACCA group as well. So if you are a student here, it would be a good idea if you do participate in that group, which is both undergrad and graduates, and they'll help you prepare even more for the exam and the accounting world once you graduate. And your degree will hopefully and most likely open doors all over the world through world Class AACSB education standards. So how can you maximize your PACE degree? With academic advising with our help, we ask that you come in once a semester so that we can properly plan your degree with you. And if there are any changes at all, then we'll be able to assist you. We hopefully want to meet you once a semester, but you can come in at any time. Our appointments are from 2 to 5:30 Monday through Thursday, but we are flexible with our schedule because we do want to prepare you for anything that will come your way during school and after. We're going to monitor your performance and your GPA. In the Lubin School of Business, we're looking for a 3.0 so that you can graduate. If for some reason you fall before that, we'll help you get back on track. So we're there to kind of hold your hand and make sure that you're being successful. Regular walk-in hours are offered by faculty as well. So if you need to speak to a faculty, you can do so. Career services, there's a lot of fairs that held here. We have 1 or 2 a semester. A lot of the companies, as we've said, come here and we make a connection for you guys. And once you're a student here, you're an alumni for life. So even if you plan to change your degree from accounting afterwards and you want to do something else after a few years in the work field, the Career Services Office will assist you with that because you're an alumni for life. They do a lot of reviews there, mock interviews. They do a lot of work with helping you with your internships and finding jobs after the fact because we have so many connections in the financial district. Student extracurricular experiences, again, we have the ACCA group, but we also have 10 groups, 9 other groups to make 10 groups within the Lubin School of Business. So there's cultural, there's social, and there's business-oriented groups that you can join while you're in here. And there's also things you can do under SEDACA, which is largely funding undergraduate groups, but we do sometimes collaborate with them. There's student government, and there's a lot of different professional networking associations on campus.
Okay, so we've heard about how flexible this hybrid degree can be because it's a very strong combination between accounting courses as well as information systems for the data analytics side. So what that means for your career paths is that the options are limitless, but what we've done here is just outline 3 potential roles that you can apply to with this degree. So one of them, of course, is a fraud prevention manager. Apologies. So what you will do as a fraud prevention manager is essentially look out through the company's data, through their budgets, maintaining integrity from one season to the next, making sure that it's looking consistent. If there is, anything that looks unusual, that will be your role in detecting that. And of course, that will be done through your experience with managing data, with, experiencing accounting to a more in-depth level. The next role is a tax manager. So tax courses are part of the 1 and 2 year curriculum, but it depends on your background and on your preference, because you can add additional electives. And if taxes are where you are interested in pursuing your career, as I said, nothing is sure in life aside from death and taxes, then you will definitely find a role in tax management. Every company is looking to plan their taxes effectively and hopefully not pay too much in taxes. So that will be part of your role. And then, of course, if any company has relationships with other clients, or if they consult, then you would also be sharing that insider information with them too. And then finally, the last role is actually a whole host of roles, which is local government. So local government from New York itself is always invited to the fairs. So that will include assisting families, HR for the local government, homeless associations, nonprofit, et cetera, et cetera. So those roles, as managed by the New York government or local states, that is something, they are departments that are always looking for account management. And then they're also looking for ways to monitor their budgets. As you know, they have smaller budgets. So they are looking for students or fresh graduates who have that new perspective and are well trained in helping them in those fields. So as I mentioned, these are just 3, but there are countless career paths that students can take. Now, finally, how can you be admitted to these degrees, or specifically this degree? So if we break down the Lubin School of Business requirements, the first and foremost is your academic history. So, of course, it is preferred that you have a background in business, especially if you're thinking about taking the CPA exam. But if you don't have a business background, you are still welcome to apply to this degree, but you will be considered first and foremost for the 2-year track. Your 3 and 4-year degree is welcome, but it will play differently to your GMAT, which we will cover next. And then with your undergraduate degree, you also need to confirm that you've received your diploma or your diploma is about to be conferred. If you are in your final semester of your degree, then you are welcome to begin your application. But keep in mind that you might be asked to share your final semester grades before you receive a decision. Now, when you do share your transcripts, PACE will perform their own evaluation. So we don't need a WES evaluation or any NACIS evaluation. It will all be taken care of by PACE, and they will look for a GPA of a 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. I know that we have many attendees from around the world today, so if you're looking for a specific breakdown, please write to us afterwards. So moving on to the GMAT or GRE requirements, you can submit either exam. We don't need both. The GMAT minimum score is 510 and the GRE is 300. So submit your unofficial scores with your application. However, there are options for you to request a GMAT waiver. So once graduate admissions receives your transcripts, if your GPA is above a 3.2, then your GMAT requirement will be waived. If your degree is only 3 years, but from one of the Bologna process countries, then you will be considered for the waiver. Specifically, so that is for universities within Europe and any of the Bologna process. Universities within India, you must be studying in an institution that is NAAC accredited with an A grade or higher. And then if there are very specific cases, or if your academic background is a little unorthodox, then just submit your application and make your case in your personal statement, and those will be considered on a case-by-case basis. And then finally, we have the English language requirements. So what you're seeing in the top 4 options are the direct entry, but if any of your English scores fall below that, then you will be admitted into pathways, which, as you know, combines academic studies as well as English language or academic writing. So there is a pathways into this master's. So that's definitely open to all students. And of course, the countries below are the exceptions. And we will be sharing this presentation so that you can see the full list of country exceptions. Now, finally, we have our application process, and applying to this master's is the same as applying to all masters. You will need to share the following documents, which I'm sure you're more than well versed with completing. So that will still be required for this master's. And then, as you know, if you have begun your application or if you're not quite sure where to begin, we have our local and remote guidance. So you can go through our market offices or you can go through a verified partner. You can begin your application online or through PACE. And if you are at any point stuck or not sure where to go, you can reach out to any of our Kaplan offices. Now, the important dates are below. We still have some time before the spring deadline, which is November 15th. And then we do have a summer intake, which is in May. And then finally, we have our fall intake, which is in September. Now, for this master's, the 2 major intakes are spring and fall, which is January and September. But if you've been admitted to pathways, then you may begin in the summer as well. Thank you once again for joining us, and we wish you all a wonderful day.